What are your thoughts on tariffs?
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of things economists agree on, but most economists agree that trade wars are not good and tariffs are not good, unless they have like some really specific purpose. Like if you really, for a strategic reason, want a particular thing to be manufactured inside your borders, but broad blanket tariffs. I mean, it's kind of like imagine the economy is a very delicate machine. Like it's a very delicate like watch or something like that, and pieces putting in, people tweak and tweak and tweak. Putting like massive tariffs on everything, that is like that's like just hitting it with a baseball bat and seeing what happens.
Do you think we're on the brink of maybe a recession or like some sort of financial apocalypse?
It could be a great question. That's going to go in the trailer for this video, isn't it?
I don't know.
Eh, unfortunately, what Trump wants to have happen is probably not going to have happen. Like, it's very unlikely that manufacturing jobs are coming back to the USA. Anyone who brings manufacturing back to the USA, have you heard of the concept of a dark factory?
No.
Dark factory is essentially a factory that requires no workers other than some engineers who work on computers to manage the robots. So it's called a dark factory because they can theoretically just manufacture everything in the dark. So, I think there is there's a company that makes jeans, like Levi's jeans types thing, and it's something like hundreds of thousands of pairs of jeans that it produces, and it has like 12 employees because it just does everything from that principle. It's just totally fully autonomous. There's a steel plant in the USA that used to employ 30,000 people and produce 5 million tons of steel, and now does 8 million tons of steel, but with 2,000 people.
Wow.
Right. So like that is examples of like manufacturing that didn't leave, it stayed here. It just doesn't need that many people anymore. So the idea that you can erect tariffs and then suddenly all these jobs come back, it's highly unlikely. It's very unlikely that the USA is ever going to be gluing shoes together and doing that at a great, like suddenly there's going to be this amazing boom for Americans to glue the Nike sole onto the thing. Like that strikes me as that's not going to happen.
So what do you think is the outcome to this? Because I have a hard time. People seem way too optimistic, and I'm just, from what I'm reading online, it just doesn't seem like it's going to be easily solvable anytime soon.
Yeah. I think that each individual listening to this needs to say you have to stop thinking that the government's there to make your life better. Governments don't make your life better. Governments can make your life worse. Governments can sometimes be a good fail-safe to stop really bad things from happening. So like, in the UK, we have emergency health cover and healthcare that is paid for by government. It's not great, but it certainly saves a lot of people from going bankrupt due to health issues like you guys have in this country. So the government can do things that make bad situations less bad, but they're not there to make your life better. They can be a safety net, but like they're not here to make your life better. You need to do what you can to make your own life better. You need to stop wanting the system to reward average and just say, I have to become extraordinary. I've got to become better. Like I know not everyone can do that, but unfortunately that is the world we're in right now. You got to be part of a team that's going places.
So how do you think a recession would impact entrepreneurs?
For those who are playing by the Industrial Revolution rules, it's going to be devastating. And for those who are playing by the digital rules, it's going to be just fine. So, like, for example, one thing that doesn't have tariffs on it is services. And the clue is in the name, software as a service. So SaaS businesses from overseas can trade in here, and USA SaaS businesses can trade across borders as well. So software as a service is like one of these things that just easily done. And everyone's looking to get more software to run more efficiently. So your type of business, podcasts, in times of disruption, people listen to more podcasts. They want more coaching and consulting. The other thing too is that your business, there's really no reason why you couldn't create a product for people living in Dubai and people who are living in Switzerland and people who are living all over the world. You could, the funny thing is that when I ask people, how much do you want to earn for the year? And most people say something like 500,000 to 5 million. I go, okay, let's break that down into how many customers you need, paying how much. And it never turns out to be a big number. Like a lot of people, it's like, oh, I need 1,500 customers who pay $50 a month or something like that. So like that's not going to be hard. If you build the right product, you can have 1,500 customers who pay $50 a month. There's 1.8 billion English speakers online. There's 70% of the world's population has fast internet. Every single country in the world now has an affluent base. There's someone there. They're like, go to Vietnam now. There are very affluent areas of Vietnam. There are very affluent area like, you know, Singapore, Hong Kong, Bali. Like there are rich people everywhere now. So if you essentially said, oh, like my whole mission is really just to figure out how much I want to earn, create a product, launch the product, make sure that it can be available for anyone anywhere in the world. It solves a problem. Doesn't matter where you are, you can buy the product. Like can I run through a few of my products I've launched? So I launched Score App, which is it's a software that creates software quizzes and assessments and waiting lists. So it's a software product, online diagnostics, online surveys, online quizzes, and waiting lists and mini courses. So it's a really cool little piece of technology. We've got at the moment over 8,000 paying customers, 120,000 free accounts, and they're in 150 countries. Super successful business, getting up there to be worth close to $100 million as a business. Like we launched that 5 years ago from scratch with no VC. Then I've got bookmagic.ai. So that's an AI wrapper that helps people to write their book. So it uses our intellectual property as to how to write a book and publish a book, combines it with ChatGPT, and creates essentially like a coaching program for you to get your ideas out and helps you with analogies and research and all that sort of stuff. It's still you writing, but it's supporting that process. So we launched that a year ago. It's currently growing 8% month-on-month compounding. So it's like just going like that at the moment. So bookmagic.ai. We're about to launch Awards App, which is an AI that supports you to win awards. So if you've got a business and you want to win some awards, it tells you every award ceremony in the world that is relevant for your business, what the categories are. It shows you examples of who won it in the past and how they're, what their application would have looked like. It then helps you using AI to answer the key questions that the judges are looking for. So we're about to launch that one. So yeah, ultimately, like, I'm finding it incredibly easy to just spin out little products and services that scale globally. Very rapidly, they start making 20, 30, 40 grand a month. The bigger ones more like 700, 800 grand a month. Like the world we're living in, AI is disrupting everything. It's cheaper and easier than ever to create software. A team of 10 people with AI built in take over. You got the opportunity to disrupt old industries, like so much opportunity. But you just got to move towards that opportunity.